Hello guys, so we are back for another the 1862 podcast. We are on episode 7. I'm your host Tyler Smith. I'm here with my brother Cole. Hello Cole, how are you mate?
I'm very good today. It's been a lovely day today, so
Oh mate,
yeah, I can't wait to get.
mate, it's been absolutely banging. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. No, the weather is incredible. I've been out in it, of course.
Yeah, it's been absolutely lovely weather. So yeah, I'm very excited to get started this week. You know, got a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We've had quite a lot of games.
We have.
I'm just make sure everything's up and running. Just bear with me just a tick. But it's weird because obviously we're live today. It's Wednesday. It is our podcast day. However, next Wednesday we're not going to be on.
No, we're not. Because I will be away next week on holiday.
Nice, getting some quality time on holiday. Are we going anywhere nice?
Just Skegness, but some quality family time. So it's going to be very nice.
How long are you there for?
There for a week, so it's going to be quite nice.
Nice. Whereabouts is it? Whereabouts again? So you're Skeg or Mablethorpe?
It's Haven. I think it is the Haven.
Oh, cool. You're going Haven, are you? My aunt Sue, she's just got back from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's where when I was dog sitting, that's where they went for the weekend.
Oh yeah. So that's where we're going.
So you splashing the cash out at Haven then?
Well, yeah, it broke the bank a bit, but you know.
I bet it'd be good for little one to enjoy it though.
Little one will love it.
But yeah, guys, like I said, sorry, we're just mumbling on. I'm just sharing everything. Again, my comments has gone again, so I'm gonna have to do the comments through the phone again this week.
So guys, if you've got any comments on what we've just spoke about,
yeah. So yeah, where are you going on holiday? If you've been on holiday, yeah. Let's just forget about football. Let's talk about holidays.
Yeah. This week we're not even going to talk about football.
Mate, it's tempting not to talk about football and just talk about holidays. It'd be a more happier subject. Put it that way.
Oh, absolutely. I've been looking at going abroad next year. I've been looking at plane tickets.
Oh, where you been looking?
Just Benidorm, but
yeah,
first time abroad.
I want to take you Benidorm. I don't think you should go unless I'm coming with you.
Oh no, Tyler, you're coming with, obviously.
You don't make sense.
Of course, I never make sense, as we saw in last week's podcast.
But no, anyway, we'll crack on. Right, we've mumbled on, we've talked rubbish. But yeah, guys, welcome to the 1862 podcast. We do have quite a bit to talk this week. We've had quite a few games. We've had the first home game of the season, Salford.
Yeah.
Which we will get onto very shortly. We've also had the Carabao Cup. The first one which was Wigan last night. Which, guys, if you do want to go and watch my match day vlog, it is on the channel. It is on there now, so do go over and watch that. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't already as well, and you can go ahead and watch that. But before we get on to Wigan, we'll backtrack. We'll speak about Salford. Cole, you watched it on telly. Give me your thoughts.
I did. I was very frustrated at the game, and to be fair, I didn't like watching it.
You didn't like watching it, did you say?
I mean, it was kind of similar to Newport. The first kind of like 10, 20 minutes or so, we was doing really well. We looked really threatening, but then for some reason, it just went absolutely south. We were struggling to control the ball. The passing was sloppy, and I was just getting really frustrated.
It was a really frustrating watch. I will have to give that. I think the reason it was frustrating was because of how good I thought we played at Newport.
Yeah, I think that good play at Newport set some kind of high standards for the next game. And like when we scored our goal, when obviously we was 2-1 down. When we scored, I was kind of just hoping for a draw at that point, and I was like,
yeah, we was definitely playing for a draw.
We had so many good chances, and we just couldn't do it. We just could not do it, and I think that's what frustrated me the most. The fact is, again, I've said it again and again. Unlucky. That's just how it is.
Yeah, well, like I said, I do agree. We was definitely playing for a draw, massively. At one point I thought we was going to get it, especially after we scored. We picked up the momentum a bit. It looked like that we wanted to get the win.
Obviously, I'm not gonna say that we're always going to be playing bad. I'm not going to say, I'm dreading this game. Like I said, that we've only played 2 league games this season. Like I said, I'm not going to base the whole. Like I said, even like what Patterson said, it's going to take a while for the new squad to gel together, and I'm just giving it time. But I think when it hits about 10 league games, and if there's no improvement whatsoever, I'm going to start getting worried.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I've said as well that it's definitely one of them things where I don't think you can judge anything until we've had 10 games. But yeah, guys, as I said, I've got the comments up. We've got up and running. So guys, thank you for joining. If you have just joined us, like I said, welcome to the 1862 podcasts. Again, everything's taking slow to get loaded upon it. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, guys, yeah, I agree. Like I said, with Salford, it was so frustrating because we played so well at Newport. And I was going in with so much excitement, so much optimism. Obviously, I think there were so many concerns over the summer. That kind of went away from me. I was loving everything I was hearing from Martin Patterson. I thought the squad was starting to look really good. And, I don't want to get down and out because we're only 3 games in, one of them being a cup. Nothing is cemented at all. Nothing is cemented whatsoever. So I think it's hard not to get down and sound depressing. I know that sometimes during my vlogs and during both what me and Cole sometimes can come out with can be very negative, and we don't mean that. We myself and I know Cole, we are very passionate about being Notts fans, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of times where I say stuff, even when I'm editing, I re-watch what I've said at the time, and it's all in the heat of the moment, and I don't always agree with what I've said myself.
No, I absolutely, Tyler. I was saying this the other day. I was like, what we've said in the heat of the moment, and then when we look back upon it, we think, actually, I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah. And that's fine. I've got no issue with being right. I've got no issue with other fans having different views, and you can completely disagree with what I've got to say, with what Cole has to say. And that's what the comment section is there for. If you see us, come and have a chat. Do you know what I mean? There's no need to get crazy about it or be rude about it. I know there's and again, football is a passionate sport. Notts County, I personally think we've got the best fan base in especially in League Two. We've got a lot of passionate fans, but like I said, it's everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Not every opinion is completely right.
I was just about to say the same thing, Tyler. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So you may think we're chatting a bunch of utter waffle, but obviously,
and that's fine.
That's our opinion, though.
That's fine.
Obviously, you're entitled to yours.
No, that's fine. But like I said, we're 3 games in, so if you don't agree with us, put it in the comment section. Come and have a chat if you see us down at the lane. But going back to Salford, it was different to Newport, and I think. I think the best way I can describe Salford game as a whole was it definitely burst the bubble of the excitement.
100%.
First home game of the season. I think so many fans, including myself and the ones I spoke to, was like, yeah, we're getting a win today. It could be a 2-0. It could be 3-0. There was a lot of optimism.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There was so much excitement and buzz around the whole entire ground, and it was one of them where, sorry, I thought I heard something, but no, it was totally that excitement around the ground, and I definitely remember feeling the excitement, getting ready to watch the game. But while I was watching it, I was just kind of like, in all fairness, at the time, I will say this, at the time, now I look back on it, I probably would have said something different, but obviously at the time I was thinking, what? This is not a shambles. Like, what is going on? Like, but then obviously I remembered that this is a new squad.
Yeah.
These are different players. They're good.
Different management team.
Exactly, and they're going to have to get used to the way we play, you know. And I don't know. I feel like that there's a lot more. There's so much potential in our squad.
Oh yeah.
There's so much potential, but I feel like something's holding it back. I feel like something is holding that potential back, and I don't know what it is, but I just don't think that, you know. I think we need to slightly make a change in the way we play.
Yeah, no, I agree what you mean there. I'm going to go to some of the comments. We've had some comments already, so guys, thank you so much. TC Fruity, but yo, I'm in Blackpool, back for Saturday. Tyler, was that your first and last League Cup match? Laughing at that was from Kenneth. Probably. It was definitely... Wigan was my first ever away game midweek. I've never been to an away game midweek, just due to work and different other commitments. So yeah, first one, we lost. Kind of says it all, really. TC Fruity also put, bro, let's talk about County. I think that's because we was on about holidays. We was awful. Ian Haywood's put, good evening, lads, from the sunny, hot Benidorm. Ian, thank you so much, mate, for tuning in Benidorm. Cole was just on about Benidorm. I love Benidorm. I wish we was in Benidorm.
Maybe if we do go to Benidorm, we can do a podcast in Benidorm.
Can you imagine that? We'll do a podcast live from Benidorm on the strip with a few beers. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That'd be good.
Just popped in to say hello, and we'll catch the podcast later. So Ian, thank you so much for that. Neil put, good evening Neil, mate. Thank you so much for joining. And NCFC Connor put Patterson out. Whoa, that's a bit.
Whoa. I think that's a bit too early to start using phrases like that. He's starting to sound like a certain somebody.
Whoa! Hold on, Cole, you took in shade here, mate. I'm not getting involved.
It's all for jokes. But no, so 2 games in and already saying manager out.
Patterson out.
I don't.
He said, didn't he? He said, judge me after 10 games, and it's funny because in do you know what? We've spoke about Salford. We'll kind of skip Salford. We'll go on to Wigan because I think the best way to sum Salford, it burst the bubble. It wasn't a great performance. It wasn't good enough.
I think we could just say it like, as harsh as it sounds, it was a really big disappointment.
It was a massive disappointment. However, the only thing I'll have to give Salford credit for is that Salford were by far better than Newport. Like, Salford is a better team than Newport, so it made they made it harder for County. You could see that, and we just couldn't get past them.
I think what it is as well, like what I've noticed from the past 3 games, pressure has been for these past 3 games. I'm not saying it's going to be for the rest, but I'm saying for these past 3 games, we cannot handle pressure.
We'll dive a bit more into that. Like I said, we'll get the Salford out of the way. As we were saying, obviously judging after 10 games, 3 games, you know, I've said before on the podcast and on the vlogs that I'm not going to judge him until 10 games in. I think Martin said that himself. Now, I heard a lot of Notts County fans last night saying, well, I can judge him after 3 games. And I'm like, again, I think... I don't want to badmouth anything, or I don't want to come across negative, but I really do believe, I think at the moment there's a lot of 50-50 splits within the fan base.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, Tyler, because from what I've noticed from Newport, and from Salford and Wigan, especially obviously when you rang me yesterday. A lot, like, you've got the fan base like us where we can be really positive before the game, and then obviously, you know, we can try and make the best out of what's going on. But then you've got the other 50% of the fans which have 3 games in, not won one, and now they want the manager out.
Again, I think you got to be careful on what you're saying there, Cole. I know what you're saying, but I think it's it's hard not to jump to conclusions. So I kind of get what you're saying there. Before the games, there's a lot of optimism, there's a lot of excitement, and I get that. Of course, I get that. The fans want us to win. As Notts County fans, we want to see good performance. We want us to get the points, and then obviously we lose the game, and it goes downhill. And I'm gonna put my hand up and going, I've done the same. I've gone in, we're gonna smash this, we're gonna win. We lose the game, and then I'm like, oh, we're awful, we're terrible with this, with that, with this. But what I'm trying to say is, I get that, because there's times where it is in the heat of the moment, and I think sometimes once you've sat down, you've dissected the game, you've thought more about it, and again, it's still so early. It's so early. I'm nowhere near manager out. Especially not at this point. I'm not that at all.
No, because he's the best podcaster. He's the best young Notts County podcaster in the country.
Yeah, I'm not that at all. Not manager out. However, there's definitely changes. There's changes that need to be made. But going back to the comments, because the comments are coming in. So obviously NCFC kind of also put, nice to see you yesterday as well, bro. Yes, mate, and you too. Always is. Maynard out, if you ask me. I was joking. Yeah, mate, we know you was joking, mate. It's fine. We'd sound laugh we were pulling your leg. Again, I don't think anyone's Martin Pattinson out at the moment.
No.
If they are, I think that's like I said, it's a bit too soon. But
no. I was just making the joke because obviously from older videos, obviously there was a lot of talk when obviously Maynard was manager, Maynard out like straight away.
But to be fair though, I get that, because Maynard had the end of the season before we had his full first season, and he didn't really do anything when he came in after Luke Williams.
No, I get that. Obviously, when we was what was it, our fourth game at home against Accrington Stanley, I think it was, when they put out the squad and then instantly people start going Maynard out.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing, and that's why obviously I made the joke like, oh, you started to sound like someone similar.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, it's like I said, it's still so early. Obviously Wigan. We'll talk about Wigan. Was it on telly? Did you watch it on telly? Obviously, I went last night.
I did. Yeah, it was on telly. I did watch it last night, and. To be fair, going back on what you just said, Tyler, about sometimes we could be really optimistic towards the game. Can't lie, I wasn't really optimistic before Wigan, but obviously, but when I watched it, there were some good moments. I was like, okay, some good play, but with me, in the heat of the moment, this is how different I am at home when I'm watching it at home. If I say that we played crap, it's because I've seen we played crap, but obviously. In the ground, I'm completely different. It's the whole atmosphere, it's the moment, it's the energy, and it can just get you riled up.
Yeah, no, I get it. Obviously, it's completely different watching it on telly to watching it at a stadium. I think you do end up watching. You can watch kind of like two different games, so to speak. It is different watching it on telly. Obviously, I went to Wigan last night. It's my first away game midweek. I've never been to Wigan. I think the stadium was quite nice. I'm gonna be honest, the stadium was nice.
I think Tyler was just more happy about the 2 pint.
I was just about to say that. I love the fact that they do 2 pint glasses. That was amazing. I went there, had a pint, it was red hot. It was like an absolute oven on that bus. And anyway, we got off here. I thought, right. And there was a pub miles down there. I thought, no, sorry, I'm just gonna go in the ground. I'll pay the prices. I'm not bothered. I go in, get a pint, neck it. Go down, same again, another pint, have that. It's going down nice. I must have been there about 15 minutes. I'm getting my 3rd pint. She's like, do you want a 2 pint glass? I was like, yes. I was like, is it buy one get one half price? She's like, no. I was like, oh, it was worth a try though, wasn't it? Anyway, she pulls out this massive glass, and I was literally like, like that Rick and Morty. I'm not going to say it because again, family friendly, yeah.
You saw it.
I'm in, and got it, poured it, and then she was like, "Oh, do you want a Wigan kebab?" I said, "Oh, what's that?" I'm there looking for doner meat or chicken meat at the back, I was like, what?
Mate, I've not been to Wigan, and I know what kebab is.
Yeah. Well, I forgot, mate. Look, I was a few pints.
It's a pie in a cob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can just imagine your reaction finding out what a Wigan kebab is.
Yeah.
Just looking at it and going, what is this?
She was like, do you want one? And she told me what it was. And I was like, nah. I said, I might have one at half time. Beer man's got this massive 2-pint beer. So anyway, drinking that. And yeah, it was quite funny. Went at half time. They ran out of pies. So I never got one in the end. But it was funny. It was funny. She went, oh, it's a pie and a barn cake. I went, do you mean cob? I'm not calling it a barn cake.
I have the argument with my missus all the time what it's called. I call it a cob, she calls it a bap, and I'm just like, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
I don't go on about it. I don't care what you call it, but just don't call it a bread cake. You sound like an idiot.
Yeah. But anyway, going on to the game. Wigan. Right, now, obviously, like I said, the vlog's on the channel now, guys, so if you've not seen it, do go and watch it.
Which is a fantastic vlog.
Thank you very much. Thank you. There was a bit of negativity throughout that. But I think the biggest takeaway, and there's some comments which I'm going to get to in a moment, guys, because I completely agree. And I think the biggest takeaway, it concretes it, and if any of you watched it and don't see this, I don't quite know what it is that you're watching. But the biggest takeaway from Wigan is we are missing strikers. We need strikers so bad. Yes. So bad, because we get past the halfway line and we created nothing.
There was no one there trying to bury it. And to be fair, I was a bit on and off with Jatta last season, but I'd take him back now. Obviously, I know he's on a ban, and obviously,
I'm looking forward to having him back, just to say we've got a striker on the pitch.
I am, but obviously, I do not know, obviously, what game he's coming back at. I don't know what game he's going to be back. But
I think he's got 2 more. I'm excited.
How many games have we had?
I think it's 3, because it includes the Cup. So I'm sure he's banned for another 2 more. So I think he's back for Tranmere.
Yeah, he'll be back for when you go to Tranmere.
Tranmere away.
Which hopefully, I might be there.
Anyway, we'll go to some of the comments as some of the comments have come in. Someone's put, we definitely need a number 9, which again we've just said that's so obvious. We are missing number 9. Steve has put, Tyler, play recruitment must go. We need 2 strikers in case Rubberman fails again. He's also put, great show again. We should have kept Maynard. Okay, interesting. He's also
that's an interesting comment.
He's also put, Salford and Wigan, same failures, no creativity. Even if we get strikers, don't think we'll. Let me read that right. If we get strikers, don't think we'll buy strikers anyway, because obviously we haven't paid a penny. We've not actually brought a player. They've been free agents or loans. And Gaza has also put, good to catch up with you before the game last night. Yeah, Gaza, and you, mate. Like I said, it's always good catching up. I love speaking to the fans. You know, and again, through doing this podcast, me and Cole, we've met so many amazing Notts County fans doing this, and we always say, if you see us, come and say hello. But yeah, going back to strikers, going back to what we need. We need 2 strikers, especially if one gets injured. And I still think we need a number 1, because I don't think Roos is our number 1.
No, absolutely not. Like 3 games in, including the Cup. I think majority of my frustration has been with Roos, because I don't know. I just don't think he's up for it. I don't think he's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That might be a controversial opinion. I might be talking waffle, but I think he's a terrible goalkeeper.
Yeah, he didn't help himself with Salford at all. He's no Alex Bass.
No.
Although I think there's a clip in the vlog where I'm like, because I'll be honest, Cole, the goalkeeper shirt, the orange one this season's beautiful.
It is very nice.
I said I might just buy it and just still get Bass on the back of it. I mean, you know, but But yeah,
Just get Bass Canter on the back.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's we missed strikers last night. We played better than we did in the Salford game. You know, we held the ball better. I thought overall it was a better performance. So I agree with what Martin Patterson said after the game. But we need a Lee Hughes. We need a Macaulay Langstaff. Do you know what I mean? We need someone.
We need someone who is aggressive and is going to bury it into that net. Because the fact, every time we've gone up to cross it into the box,
no one there,
or taken a corner, no one there. There's no one supporting each other, even on the outfield as well. There's no one supporting each other because like we're getting bullied by 3 different opposition at a time. We're struggling to find an opening because no one's there. No one's like, hold on, let me step in and help. So he's got a way out.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and again, it's like we get so far up the pitch, and then that's it. And the biggest thing, and guys, if you guys watching, put in your comments below. You know, the one thing I've noticed, I want to know if you guys have noticed this, that whoever we play, no matter if it's Salford, if it's Wigan, they're getting a lot more corners than what we are. And why is that?
Yes.
That's because they're attacking. That's because they're having shots where we have to kick it out or deflect it or the keeper saves it. We're not getting corners because we're doing nothing in that box.
No, absolutely not. Like I can't tell you the amount of corners our oppositions have had. They've had, I'd say, tenfold more than us.
Oh yeah, massively.
It's just it's corner after corner after corner.
And when I was doing the vlogs, that was a lot of the stuff I had to cut out because it was. I must have had about 5 minutes where it was just corners.
Can we all agree that it was very not frustrated, but it was kind of like, of course, it had to be Paul Mullin, the one that had to score against us at Wigan.
You knew it was going to be Paul Mullin. I think for him to score, there was a bet. It was like 3.5 over for him to score against us. He was so high on the favourite list to score.
Well, of course it has to be Paul Mullin.
Yeah.
Paul Mullin's got the best track record against us.
And was it a penalty, Cole?
See, I've rewatched it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a penalty.
No, it was soft. It was so soft.
Because as he was coming into the box, Matty Patch stuck out his leg, nearly got a touch on the ball. He jumped slightly to crash into his leg and fall into the penalty box. So pretty much he dived.
I thought it was really soft. I thought it was a really soft penalty. But again, like Mark Patterson said in his interviews, you know, football isn't going to give us anything, and
No.
But this is why, and I said it last season, and I'll say it now, is we need to be more dangerous with corners. We need to be dangerous with free kicks. We need to be creating the stuff in the final third. We're not going to do anything if we can't do any of those.
No, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to find the words to explain it without making me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right, okay.
So I understand that we haven't got a striker to bury it into the box, but the fact is, someone should be stepping forward and obviously saying, you know, I'm going to bury this into the back of the net. Where instead of everyone just, when someone's trying to cross it into the box, everyone's still halfway up the pitch.
Yeah.
Like every time we've gone up, and I'm like, no one's there. Who are you crossing to? Like, no one's there.
No one's making the runs. Again, I want to be positive, but I'm going to have a little moan about it. I don't think that Tyrus Hall hasn't done much since he's been on. He hasn't impressed me that much.
He didn't play against Wigan yesterday.
Yeah, he did. They brought him on.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, Tyrus Hall came on. Yeah. Again, I know he's not going to dump too much, but you know, compared.
I would say, from watching Salford and Wigan, I wouldn't say too much at Newport. It wasn't really the case at Newport. But Salford and Wigan, they bullied us relentlessly for the whole 90 minutes.
It was very man-to-man. You know, they definitely spread us out and they got onto us, high pressed a lot more, if that's what you're going.
Yeah, very much so. But one thing as well, it is kind of our fault as well. The passing as well, and I'm talking about the goalkeeper as well. The passing, everything. It's so sloppy. It's so like, what's the word? But it's like we can't control our own passes. It's like, we're trying so hard to get it fast up the pitch, but we're not controlling it good.
Yeah, I think some of the passes was a bit like we struggled to control them. There's too much power behind them. Like I said, it's weird because if I think there's potential, there's something there within the club, and there's an idea. If I'm going to be positive now. I'm going to try and turn it around. Let's try and be positive. These glimpses, and there's glimpses of what we're trying to do, and there's been one or two occasions where the passing's been phenomenal. Or Dennis, I still think Dennis is brilliant. His pace, some of his runs on him.
Dennis made a fantastic run against Wigan.
And even Newport, everything. Every time I see Dennis, I think he's had a really good game, and there's stuff there. But like I said, we're missing attackers. We're missing someone to say, "Give me the ball, and I'm going to get it on target, or I'm going to get it in the back of net." There's no one there to say, "Give it me," because I'm going for that goal.
Yeah.
And if
absolutely.
I'm hoping that we'll get that kind of thing in. We'll get that mentality. And, let's be honest. We can get to Christmas and be 10th, 11th, or whatever, and still end up in promoted by the end of the league. Like I said, anything can happen in football. So I don't want to get too ahead. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves.
When is the transfer window closed again?
It's end of August.
End of August, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we could, from now until the end of August, we could possibly still sign someone.
I think
there is a possibility.
I think they will. I think we'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely have a signing. Whether it be a striker or not, I don't know. It'd be stupid if it wasn't a striker.
A midfielder.
But yeah, it'd more than likely be a midfielder, or hopefully another goalkeeper.
I don't think it'd be a midfielder.
No. Well, I'm hoping for at least a better goalkeeper or a striker. More likely a striker.
Yeah, we need two. I'll get two, because if Jatta goes injured or if someone else goes injured, it's better to have numbers.
Exactly. Better to have, obviously, the backup and obviously to fill in for them. But I agree with you though, Tyler. There is so much potential in this club, but it's about finding the right structure to make that potential work.
Yeah, that's it. We've been missing the firepower, and I think the most interesting thing, and I'm going to say it early. Like I said, got the whole season to go, but I'm going to say it now. And guys, I want your thoughts on this, right? Obviously, we've got the technical board, but they have this board meeting that review the games, right? I'm against it. I've said this, and I've said it earlier. I said if we got promoted and we won and it worked, then I'll eat my words up. I'll shut up and I'll go. As long as it works, I don't care what they do, as long as it works. But because I think that it's so different with this technical board and all these different people making different decisions on how we play, what we can do, and all that stuff. I think there was even a rumour that, again, a county fan was talking to me, and someone reckoned that it's not even Patterson that picks the side, it's the assistant manager or someone else. And again, I don't know how true that is, so do forgive me, don't quote me on it, don't go mad. But let's say if that was the case, it's so bizarre. And if we get to halfway through the season and we're struggling, let's say we're in a relegation battle, and I'm only saying this because, again, I've had fans on the Facebook pages and all that stuff saying we're going to be relegation battle, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, we're going to be struggling to stay in League 2, which I don't think we will. I don't think we're going to be in a relegation battle at all. I think we'll be fine. But if things do get that bad, then surely they've got to get rid of this technical board and change what they're doing, because and I think a lot of the fans, including myself, are not overly happy with it, and I think the heat could come on the brothers.
Yeah, absolutely, because You're right, Tyler. It is bizarre. Like I've not heard anything. Obviously, from the way I've always thought things, the manager picks a side. The manager, sees what's wrong and he fixes it.
Yeah.
But now that we've got this board, and obviously, if that is true that the assistant manager is picking the side, and that ends up putting us again in a relegation battle, then something will need to be changed because not many Notts fans are going to be happy with it.
Well, and I say it would be, and it's like obviously they have these meetings. Are they going to release anything about these meetings? Are they going to say, well, we reviewed the Wigan and Salford game, this is what we think? Or is it just like, it's all down? Well, I don't see why they would release it. I suppose it's got nothing to do with the fans and it's not down to us. But
no,
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see what their thoughts are on it.
Yeah, 100%. But then again,
especially with having different people involved.
Exactly, but I think if you're not involved with the coaching, I'm talking about just the board here. I'm not on about the assistant manager.
Okay.
But if you're not involved in the midweek training, if you're not involved in, helping, like, seeing which one should be picked for the squad or not,
so you're about like the director of football and the owners.
Yeah. If you're not there getting involved with the players every single day of the week, seeing who's going to be picked for the squad, who's fit enough to be in the position, I don't think you should have a say because you're not the one on the training ground.
Yeah, like I said again, if I don't want to get too negative, so I really don't. And obviously, of course, if it works, then it works. That's great. It's going to be a great way to run it. But I think it might just be me just getting used to it. Me and you were very old fashioned with the football. Obviously, football's changed now to what it was 20 years ago, and how it's run.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, like I said, I don't think there should be too much that's really like. I think we're overcomplicating it. I think that's what it is. We're overcomplicating it. Whereas, simply, we should have the manager that makes the decisions on who we sign. He should be the one that says who's in the squad. And that's like I don't know from then until now what has changed.
But saying that, Cole, this is where we could be wrong. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about the old-fashioned ways. Mark Patterson and a few other people that I've said to as well. That a lot of clubs, modern clubs, has run like this. Premier League clubs has kind of run like that. Obviously, County have just worded it different, and kind of probably explained it a bit different, but. It does seem that a lot of clubs do go this approach of how it's being run, and like I said, maybe this is where we're completely wrong. And football's changed. Yeah. Football is an evolving game, and maybe this is just where we are with it. But yeah, I'll go back to the comments. We've had a few comments. Cole, so Stevens put, we need a decent keeper. Roos is not up to it, which
I agree with that.
He got booed last night by the fans.
Wait, what again?
Which again is said. I don't like to see anyone get booed. Like I said, it's still so early on, but that howl they did with Salford, it's like you saw me. If you go to the video, I was like, "Will we get a Roos counter?" By the end of it, I'm like, "No, never. He's not getting any counter."
Do you know what, Stephen? I agree. I do not think Roos is up for the job. I think he's a terrible goalkeeper. But anyway, on to the other comment.
Steve also put, get rid of it. What's the point of passing information to someone when Patterson is watching the game? Let Patterson decide. So again, that's kind of similar to what we talk about with the football, when they're making the decisions. Linda, hello Linda, watching. Thank you so much for joining. She's put, the board, as we keep talking about, has always been there. It's just formalised now. Which again, kind of a bit similar to what I said, where maybe it's it's more what clubs are adapting to now, and maybe they have done it more in the past, but they're more open about it now and come out and said, look, we're now kind of controlling these aspects of the game. I don't know. It's like I said, I think it's just maybe we're just stuck in our ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean. Like I said, Tyler, me and you've been going to County for what, over 20 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've been going to County for like over 20 years, and I don't know. I just feel like recently, it's just I don't know. It just seems a lot more frustrating now to what I just feel like the.
Hold on. Think about what you're saying because you mix.
I know. I'm trying to think about what I'm saying here. I just feel like they're not putting enough thought into what they're putting out there, who they're putting out in the squad, and I don't think that they're not taking every game seriously.
Okay, massive, yeah, big comment there. I just the only thing again, I'm not going to debate you on it, but I do agree. I disagree with you. I think they are taking each game seriously. I just think. I don't know. I don't know. We're not managers. We're not part of the board. So I think what we say is probably a bit irrelevant to some aspect. We can only either praise or complain about
obviously,
it.
Tyler, this is why we've got this podcast so we can share our opinion.
Yeah, I know, but again, I don't want it to get too deep on it because we're not. It's not our job, I suppose. But I don't know. I just think. I think we just need strikers. I think we need, this glimpse of the performance there. I would love it if, maybe County was a bit more transparent on maybe what the thoughts. I think maybe that might be the word. I'm looking for, and just for them to go, yeah, we hear you. We hear the Notts County fans. We're kind of looking for this as well because I watched Patterson's interview after the Wigan game. And even the interviewer says, mentioned about strikers, and I was kind of expecting Patterson to go, "Yep, you're right. We do need it. This is what we need." But he didn't. He kind of went, "Well, if I remember, I'm probably not remembering this correctly, but his response wasn't what I was expecting."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, "I'm not going to dive into it. I don't want to give any excuses." When really, I was kind of hoping him to go, yeah, you're right, we do need strikers. We don't have enough. Hopefully we'll get some by the end of the transfer season. But we've took it on the chin. We'll keep moving. We'll train in the week. And we'll want to win the next game. But he was really careful with what he wanted to say. And I just kind of wish that he wasn't.
No, yeah, I get that. Like I said, I've not watched most of Patterson's interviews.
I would watch them. They are worth watching.
No. Like, I watched obviously like some in the pre-season. Then obviously I watched the one after Newport. But I'm now at this point where I don't want to hear what he not in a horrible way when I say this. I don't want to hear what he has to say. I want his talking to be on the pitch. I want him to learn from the last game and show me in the next game, okay, we've learnt from our mistakes.
Yeah, so, okay, again, interesting. I get what you're saying. So I felt that we did that with Wigan after Salford.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I completely agree, Tyler. Like, you messaged me, like, obviously I was a bit frustrated. I messaged you saying, that game was really frustrating. Yeah. And you messaged me saying, well, it was better than when we played Salford. And I completely agree. We played a lot better than when we played Salford.
It was more entertaining, and that's what I said with Newport, is that, football is supposed to be entertaining, and yeah, it can be frustrating at times, and I think supporting Notts County is frustrating, I've been a fan long enough, but, Newport was entertaining, and it was a game we definitely should have won. Salford was very frustrating because, the performance wasn't there. I thought we was better. The performance was there at Wigan, but it's that final third, and I said it all last season, and I am getting worried now that I just hope it's not the repeat this season.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that is something that I'm worried about as well. I'm also worried about our defence because okay. I feel like our defence. At first, is very strong. In the first part of the game. Don't get me wrong, very strong.
Joffrey I think he's really good.
See, I've got mixed opinions on that, but like I said, I'm not going to start judging that until we're about 10 games in.
Okay.
Fair enough. I feel like at first first 10 minutes is really good. but then we just let them. They just breeze past us with ease. I think it goes from 100% effort in the defense to about 10%.
Okay. Again, like I said, there's definitely times where I think it was Salford. I think it was Salford, where they just got through us so easy, and
Yeah,
and there's definitely times with that. Um, but again, like I said, it's still so early on, and I
it
think
is. It is.
I think what I'll do, when we get to our 10 games, I think we'll do a full review with this 1860
I was
podcast.
I was thinking the exact same thing,
Yeah.
Tyler.
We'll do a full review, and we can even moan, praise, say exactly what we think, and that would be our genuine thoughts, and we can have it on that. And
Yeah,
guys, if you are tuning in, if you're watching, we can all have a massive talk about it, debate whatever you want. I want to hear your guys' 10 game review on it, and I think then it will kind of be fair.
yeah.
I think it's hard
No,
to say too much at the moment.
no, no. It is because obviously our next game is Barrow, isn't it? Next game is Barrow.
Yes, I'm glad to say that because I was literally just about to get on to Barrow. Yeah. Next game's Barrow. Obviously, big game again because we've not won one yet. I think every game should be a big game. Barrow are below us at the moment. We are currently 17th in the table with 1 point. Barrow have lost both of their games, so they yet to pick a point. They're currently 21. So I think it's going to be a hard game. I'm sadly not going to be there. It's away anyway, but I am at work. But it's a game that we need to win.
No, 100%. And I think you're right, Tyler. I think every game up until this point should be seen as a big game. Barrow, they have proven difficult in the past, but I'm not too sure. Obviously, it's not on telly, so I can't watch it, sadly.
Yeah.
But I will be keeping my eye out on the results, and yeah, I'm excited to see the results. Obviously, it would be a very long away day. Have you seen the distance it is to travel to Barrow?
No, I haven't.
Listen, right, I'll tell you this quick story now. When I was going to Crewe for the second time to go and see Tyler,
Crew away.
I bumped into two AFC Wimbledon fans on the train that was sat right next to me.
Yeah.
Flags up, everything, and I was like, "Oh, who have you got this week?" Me probably expecting them to say someone, a bit further up, like Morecambe or something like that. But no, they had Barrow. I was like, okay, when did you start catching your train? Tyler, I got my train at 9 o'clock in the morning. They got their train at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And they still had 6 hours to go.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not going Barrow away.
I was like, sod that.
Can you imagine how much that costs on train?
Don't even tell me, Tyler, because I even stress getting the train to Crewe.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, obviously we've got Barrow away. I'm just going to go back to the comments before we do dive into Barrow. So Bozong said we should have played our young team, which again I said I wouldn't have minded if we played the B team on Wigan. I wouldn't have minded that. Steve also put, I've been watching over 50 years. Bring back the days when the manager picked the signings, where our Prem team were in 2 divisions. That's my apologies for pronunciation there. So yeah, again, that's going back to us being old fashioned. We were thinking, we're very used to the manager picking the signings, picking the squad. It was down to him. Dad has put the manager said judge him after 10 games. Okay, fair enough. But at the moment, it's 1 point from 6 out of the cup. Early days, but an improvement is needed already.
No, yeah.
So again, I think that's a great comment from Dad because it shows how, we can say, we want to hold to 10 games, we want to be positive, but it also shows how easy it is that just after 3 games, the negativity, you can jump on it and go, this is crap.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler, do try and be positive, but obviously I think what we're doing. I think we're just trying to ease out the growing pains a bit. I think that's what we're trying to do.
I'm hoping that once we've bagged a win or two in a row, I'm kind of hoping we'll get a bit of a roll.
Yeah, a bit of a momentum going.
We need
a bit
that
of
confidence. We need that.
I completely agree, Tyler. I do. I
also got a comment here. Defense is fine. It's the meddling midfielders and the calamity keeper that is making the D have a double shift. The defense.
I agree with the keeper. Midfield, I'm not too. I'm not fully agreed on that, and I disagree. I feel like the defense is the problem. But that's your opinion, and thank you for obviously commenting it. So thank you for that. But I believe it is the defence because...
What part, though? Because I really want to ask... I want to jump into this now. Because Jacob is great. Platt is really good. Although, he did some really bad passing at Salford.
Yeah. Do you know what? Badoo, thing is, the way I see Badoo is... Jacob... Badoo. I feel like he's more of a midfielder. The way he can run, the way he can get up the field, he's quick. I feel like he's better off in the midfield. Platt, he's definitely a defender, but I don't think Badoo's great. I'm not saying he isn't good at defending, he is, but I feel like his strong suit would be more in the midfield.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. He's made some great tackles and run backs.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've just said. I'm not saying that he's not a good defender. He is. I'm not saying that.
You just play him in midfield.
I know, I'm just saying with his pace and with his skill, he'd be better in the midfield.
Okay, alright, that's fine. That's that. But why is our defence bad? Why is that the problem?
I feel like we're just pussyfooting around them a bit.
In what sense?
Like, we're not really... When it comes to the midfield and obviously maybe a bit more up front, when they're trying to get through, that's where we're getting more stuck in. But we're not getting more stuck in at the back. That's why they're able to ease past us and pass through us. Like nothing.
So you're saying we're not getting stuck in enough?
Not as enough as the others are in the midfield and the front in terms of trying to be a defensive player.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense. I'm trying to make sense here.
Okay.
Because I just feel like it's a lot easier for them to pass through our defence and get through our defence
than it is our midfield.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have too much to say on that.
I may have worded that wrong, guys. I am trying my best to word it properly.
I don't have too much to say. I think our defence is fine. I don't see McCarvey coming back because I think that Al Joffrey, I think he's really good. I think he's been really good.
No, absolutely. I think he is really good. I do feel like we've been a bit more aggressive. We've been a lot more aggressive recently.
In what sense? What are you on about?
I don't know. What are
you talking about? I don't know. No, you heard it first.
Heard it here first. No, I just feel like we're getting more aggressive when it comes to challenging them and putting on pressure. That's where the aggression's coming from. Right. I would say we're getting more aggressive with the pressure, but it's still easy for them to pass through us. Right.
Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on to subjects there. So I don't quite know where to go with it. But anyway, we'll go back to the comments. So we reported not won at Barrow since the COVID season. That I'm assuming that would be the season where we lost to Harrogate in the final at Wembley, which I've still never forgiven Harrogate for that. I remember watching that with Josh and Liam on telly. So that's going to be interesting. Not winning at Barrow. I think we can win. I hope we can win. I've seen enough from us to see a winning side. It's just that final third. Just that final third. Someone's put on here, let's have a look. When was the last time we actually won? I'm getting very depressed on these biased refs. Don't get me started on the refs. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's going to be a separate podcast because we'd be here for ages.
Mate, if you want to see my thoughts on referees and League Two referees, go over to the TikTok page, the Tyler Smith 1862 TikTok page. You'll see exactly on there what I think of referees.
You will see a grown man screaming like King Kong. I'm telling you.
Yeah, apart from beating my chest, yeah, TikTok is it's,
not far off.
It's yeah. I think it's League Two referees, and it's every season, and I'm sick to death. It wasn't a penalty last night. I generally think referees just don't like Notts County. But
yeah,
I'm a Notts County fan, so I could say that.
I don't know. We've always had problems with refs. Every game I've gone to, I've always ended up screaming about 50 times at the ref. So.
Guys,
even for stuff that's not relevant, it's just an anger release at this point.
It's not really relevant though, is it?
No, it's not.
Gaz's Port, Beji, McDonald, and Sonny were fine last night. Yeah, I completely agree. I thought McDonald had a great game. When I saw his name on the lineup, I thought, oh, okay, here we go. I wouldn't have played him, but I thought he played really well. So I completely agree with you there, mate. Guess has also put Cole's being possessed by Maynard again.
Guys, let's not start this again.
but yeah, guys. So we're gonna kind of end it there. Obviously, 3 games in, two league, 1 cup. We're at the cup, which overall I'm kind of fine. That's fine. I didn't think we was going to win anyway. Salford was a terrible game. Salford was a terrible game. Newport was a good game. We move on to Barrow. I think that we're going to win at Barrow. I'm going to keep that positivity. I'm going to, forget what's happened that is in the past. We look forward. We move on. I think, Barrow is going to be our first win. If they beat us, then they're above us and we're in the relegation zone, potentially. If we lose, depending on how other results go, which hopefully won't be the case. Obviously, after that, next week, me and Cole are not going to be doing a live podcast. As Cole mentioned earlier, he is off on his holidays to Skeg Vegas. However, I will be at the Shrewsbury game down at Meadow Lane. It is a Wednesday night kickoff, which I don't remember if I've ever been to a Wednesday night kickoff, or if I have. It's been a good couple of years.
I don't remember last time it was a Wednesday game because it's always either been a Tuesday or a Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. So Wednesday night kickoff. I will be down at Meadow Lane. I'll be there watching it. So I keep moving the mic too close to me, bloody gob. But I will be there. So there will be no 1862 podcast, but do keep an eye out for the matchday vlog. Gaz has also just put Tyler smashing up referee's car again. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to key his car.
No. I think what it was is he's going to get his windscreen.
Oh yeah, something like that, wasn't it? But yeah, so do join us. Like I say, guys, we won't be there. There'll be nothing sadly this weekend for the Barrow game, just because I will be at work.
But hopefully, a match day vlog for Tranmere. Maybe.
Or there will be a match day vlog, Cole, because I'm going to be there.
Yes, but it's just whether or not I will be there.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But it's Tranmere away. But anyway, yeah, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I know we've rambled on and talked absolutely rubbish, but we really do appreciate you tuning in. Again, we love you so much for your support in the chat, in the comments as well. It's great to hear your guys on there as well. So yeah, no, thank you obviously so much for that. Here we go. We've got a score prediction. I'm going to read this out before we go. Guys, report 4-3 away win. 4-3 away. That'd be what a cracking game that would be. I'd be gutted.
What a game that would be.
Yeah, mate, what a vlog that would be. I'm sadly not going to be at Barrow, mate. I'm working, so I'm not going to be there. But if we do win 4-3, I'll love it, but I'll be gutted that I've not managed to capture it.
Do you ever think, Tyler, if you'd ever do Barrow away?
Would I do Barrow away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do barrow. I'd do as much as I could. Like I say, it's a long journey, but yeah,
It is a very long journey.
but yeah, no, I'll take a 4-3 win though. All knots are away, but Tyler gives a wave. Tyler gives a wave. Tyler gives a wave. Whee!
Hey!
There you go, lads. But Tyler, give us a song. Tyler, I don't know. I'm not the singer. Oh, do you know what? I don't have a favourite song this year yet, Chan. My favourite one last year was "Can't Start a Fire Without a Spark." George Abbott's on fire.
George Abbott's on fire.
I saw a TikTok where someone took that and just put Tyrese Hall. So can't start a fire without a spark. Tyrese Hall's on fire. Kind of works.
Kind of works. Not as good as George Abbott though, is it?
No, it kind of works. Like if he starts scoring and that becomes a chant, I'll definitely sing it. I'll definitely sing it. But yeah, guys, let's say thank you so much for joining in and listening to me and Cole waffle on. Really do appreciate it. Obviously, Wigan's matchday vlog is out on the channel, so please do go ahead and watch that if you haven't already. Give us a like as well, share the video, and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. Like I said, we're on target. Our target is to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season, and what an achievement, amazement that would be. Also, if we do hit the target, I'm also hoping to do a giveaway as well, depending on how early we hit 1,000. I wanted to say to this Cole earlier, if we hit it at the end of the season, I'll be doing a giveaway for the new Notts County top the start of next season. Obviously, if we hit it around mid-season, so when we get to Christmas, then I'll do a half season ticket giveaway, which means you get the second half of the season completely free, which I'd love to do something like that. So I mean, give back to you guys for all the support, all the thanks and everything that you do give to us. Me and Cole really do appreciate it. But yeah, Cole, I'll let you take it away, mate. You can end tonight's podcast.
Oh well, thank you very much, Tyler. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Please make sure to like, comment, and also subscribe. It's completely free. It helps the channel massively. And for this week, come on, you pies!
You pies, get in!